Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to iChat Reviewers. In this video, I have an interesting one concerning Face ID. Now, before I start and get into this too much, yesterday's video that I posted saying Face ID didn't fail, that video is very polarizing, and I'm actually kind of concerned with how polarizing it is and how many people don't understand how iOS works. If you shut off your phone, you turn back on your phone, it's going to ask for your passcode. You cannot use Touch ID or Face ID. It's a security feature so that for example, when cops arrest you or something, you can turn off your phone real quick so they can't force you to put in your fingerprint or Face ID, okay? Legally, in the United States, at least as it stands right now, I'm not a lawyer, from my understanding, the cops cannot force you to type in your passcode. However, they can force you to use your Touch ID or Face ID because that's not something you know, that's, quote, something you have. That's something that Apple put in there on their own. So what probably happened at the event yesterday was either that phone had just rebooted, or whoever set up the presentation and put the phone down, maybe it tried to scan their face too many times and it locked it out so that the person had to put their passcode in. Craig clearly didn't notice this, or maybe he noticed it and just wanted to kind of move on and not type in a passcode. So he just grabbed the next phone and it worked. Maybe someone sabotaged him, I don't know. But Face ID did not fail in that instance because you could see in the video, he only tried it once and it automatically locked him out, which means someone else either tried too many times beforehand or the phone was just rebooted. So it was his fail, or whoever set up the demo, their fail. It was not Face ID fail. That's all that my video was saying. So you guys need to read the title and understand the facts. And don't believe all of the big news and media sites that are claiming that it was Face ID fail. They're wrong, okay? And a lot of them are backtracking their statements. So keep that in mind. Enough with that rant, onto the main story here. So a U.S. Senator raises questions about the security and privacy of Face ID. So this is Al Franken, not really sure who he is. Don't know much about him. He's a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee on Privacy, Technology, and Law, which is, I don't know if that's good or bad. He's probably an old dude that doesn't understand this stuff, but he did make some valid points here. These are questions that he wants to ask Apple, and I think they're very valid. Some that I didn't even think about, and I'm a security expert in my field. So one of them is, can Apple extract Face ID data from the device? Will Apple ever store Face ID data remotely? And can Apple confirm that it has no plans to use FacePrint data for purposes other than Face ID? I think this will be an easy answer for them. I don't think they'll ever take it off the device. That was their entire purpose of the secure enclave on the device, but yeah. Next question, where did the 1 billion images that were used to train Face ID come from? And what steps did the company take to ensure it was trained on a diverse set of faces? Now, I don't really care as much about the diverse set of faces as I do about where did the 1 billion images come from? What did they use? Have they been secretly taking pictures of us or something? I don't know. I don't know where that 1 billion images came from. Maybe they hooked up with Snapchat and used their data. Who knows? I mean, legally, I'm pretty sure they could, and no one would ever know about it, but that would be a little sketchy. Kind of a good question about the diverse set of faces because there's a chance that, maybe darker skin like black people, maybe the Face ID can't scan it as well because it's darker and there's less light to reflect off of it for to show ridges and stuff for bone structure. That could be a definite issue with Face ID. Not really been talked about much. I mean, obviously at the keynote, pretty much everyone there is just, a white nerd. There will most definitely be black people with the iPhone X, or Asian people, or Indian people, tons of different people from different races. And I think that that's definitely something that Apple could answer and touch on. Where did they get the faces, the images of the faces, and was it trained as well? The Apple Watch had an issue with, didn't it have an issue with reading the heart rate of black people because it was a darker skin tone or something. So I imagine something like that could happen. I don't know how this Face ID exactly works, but that's a good question. Does Face ID perpetually search for a face, and does Apple locally retain the raw photos of faces used to unlock the device? Will Apple retain face prints of individuals other than the owner of the device? Now, this question I think could be answered right up here. It does say that Face ID is designed to take a 3D face scan that determines the structure of a person's face and transforms it into a mathematical model. I'm assuming they mean a salted hash or something of the like, something that cannot be necessarily reconstructed, I guess, or taken off the device and used elsewhere. If they do it like Touch ID, it should be all right. So that would answer this question. And also, does it perpetually search for a face? That's a very good question. That's kind of creepy if it always is looking for that. That'll hurt the battery life too. Will Apple retain face prints of individuals other than the owner of the device? It's kind of weird. So if it scans someone else and it's the wrong person, that's kind of weird. What safeguard has Apple implemented to prevent the unlocking of the iPhone X when someone other than the owner holds the device up to the owner's face? How does it distinguish a user's face from a photo or a mask? They kind of touched on that in the keynote, but further elaboration would be great. How will Apple respond to law enforcement requests to access Apple's faceprint data, faceprint of the Face ID system itself? Hopefully the same way that they do for Touch ID. They tell you, fuck off. That should be the same answer, hopefully, but we'll have to see. So Apple obviously does not have to respond to this, but they probably will, just because that's how Apple rolls usually with privacy stuff, and considering this is coming from a U.S. senator, hopefully they will give us some good answers. So that's all I got for this video, guys. If you liked it, hit it with a big thumbs up and subscribe. I've got more iPhone 8 news videos coming at you really soon, so stay tuned for those. Hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.